Minister Paschal Donohoe, the budget you tried to present was caring and sharing, but did you share a little bit too much? Because there's very little once you break it down to every house in the country, a fiver for workers and a fiver for social welfare.
But in addition to the changes that we are making in relation to taxation and social welfare, we've announced many new measures today to deal with costs in relation to the standard of living. So we've announced measures in relation to prescription charges, the availability of childcare. We've looked to expand parental leave. So a whole variety of additional measures have been put in place in relation to the tax changes. For those who are saying I have done too little, to those I say back, are they advocating that I do nothing at all? That's not tenable in an economy that's seen the kind of growth in wages that we have seen this year. If they're not happy with that, are they then saying I should do the kind of tax policies of the past? I'm not going to do that either, because that played a big role in our economy blowing up. So what I have done is in each of my budgets, I've increased the standard rate cut-off point for the higher rate of income tax by €750. A series of those moves can make a big difference to people's living standards.
Is that a budget then that you would be proud to take to the people if the confidence and supply arrangement can't be renegotiated?
My anticipation is that there will be negotiations in relation to the supply and confidence agreement. I think that's been confirmed a few moments ago. I hope those negotiations are successful. What's more important to me is that this is a budget that makes a difference to the lives of the people, and that's the way in which I've tried to craft it and work with all my colleagues.
But there's many inside here and outside who are saying it is an election budget essentially by trying to give everybody a little. Would you reject the idea that's an election budget?
Well, I would reject entirely this is the kind of budget that we have seen in recent years. I said I had a certain amount of resources that were available. I increased that by tax measures, many of which have now are being resisted. We're seeing the difficulty in relation to that. And I've kept current expenditure growth in line with how I think the economy is going to grow next year. So this budget is actually very, very, very similar to the last two budgets that I have done. So what it has in common is it's consistent with previous changes that I have made, and I hope across the three budgets in total, it shows that we can make a difference to the lives of citizens.
Final question then, dealing with Fianna Fáil as you have over the last few weeks and indeed the Independent Alliance, do you think a deal can be done? I know you're saying you're hoping it can be done, but you've been in the room with them, you know their negotiation tactics. Fianna Fáil on one hand, and then also the Independent Alliance. Could you rely on them for another 2 years given the shenanigans that's gone on?
I've been in the room with all of these politicians now intensively over the last number of weeks. An agreement can be reached.